Hello Scouts, I'm Kerrie Edwards from Pack 215. Today we are going to talk about knife safety and your whittling chip. So for those of you that don't know, you can earn your whittling chip as a bear or a Weeblos as a Cub Scout. It's a whole different thing when you get into regular scouting, but for right now we're just talking about Cub Scouts. And if you aren't a bear or Weeblos, you just gotta hang in there for a little more time. The Whittling Chip allows you to take your pocket knife with you on designated scouting trips, like maybe a camp out. Until then, you cannot take a pocket knife with you. It's not allowed. When you get your Whittling Chip, you'll get a patch like this one, and you'll also get a card. I don't have one handy, but here's one in the Weeblos book. Looks like that. And the card has on there, I believe it has the pocket knife pledge on there. We'll be going over that in a minute. First off, I want you to grab an adult right now, whether it's parents, grandparents, aunt, uncle, just an adult, to help you go over safety rules and how to handle a pocket knife. We're going to talk about different kinds of pocket knives. I've got a few examples here, just what we had around the house. Well, we actually have a lot more, but these are a few different examples that we have. So the first one is your basic knife that you'd carry around, maybe do some whittling or stuff like that. Let's talk about how to open a knife properly. So this is a nice blue cobalt one. You might actually recognize it from our popcorn promotional this year. My youngest actually got this one, Bryn. So when you open a knife, you're going to open it away from yourself. This one actually, know how to open your knife. No, open and close knives. They're all a little different. So you're going to grab the edge and open away from yourself. Something I probably should have touched on before I open the knife. No one should be in your blood circle. And you should know what your blood circle is by putting your hand out, and anywhere you can touch in your circle, all the way around your back. If you can touch anyone, don't open your knife. If anyone walks into your circle, close your knife. And be aware at all times if someone comes into your circle, because we don't want to put yourself or anyone else in danger with a knife, because they're not toys, right? They're tools. Okay, so to close your knife, this one has a latch on the inside, so you want to push on your latch, right, and close it with your palm, not your fingers, right, because we don't want to get those trapped. So you close it with your palm, right, all safe. Okay, so that one was a single blade, pretty standard knife. This one is a multi-tool. Now multi-tools are really cool because you can do a lot of different things with them. So this one kind of opens up like this. And it's got a pair of pliers in the center, and you've got all kinds of tools on the ends. That's why we call them multi-tools. So this one's got knives. It's got, I'm not going to try and pull them all out here, but it's got screwdrivers, files, and there's some scissors in this one. Really, really, really cool thing. It's a nice survival tool. So if you're taking a multi-day camp out, or even just an overnight camp, it's really, really nice. So we get that one closed up. Okay, now this one's just a little bigger, a little more of a heavy-duty knife. When you're picking a knife for you, you want to pick something that's going to fit your hand well. So this might not be something that you really want to start out with, because it's not going to fit a smaller hand very well. So definitely pick something that is better for you, because if you have something that doesn't fit your hand well, you're more likely to slip with it, and then you could potentially hurt yourself. So you don't really want to do that. So again, this is a single blade, but it's a little bigger. And it has the puncture tool at the bottom. So again, it slides shut. Close it with our palm. Right? Okay? So in order to get your whittling chip, you got to know a few things. Okay? We have to know our safety rules, our knives are not toys, and our pocket knife pledge. Okay? So let's just go over a safety rule. First off, a knife is a tool, not a toy. You need to know how to sharpen a knife, because a sharp knife is safer than a dull knife. Because if you have a nice sharp knife, it's going to cut everything very smoothly. If your knife is dull, it might like stutter or get on a hiccup, and then you're more likely to slip and potentially cut yourself. A couple different ways to sharpen a knife. A lot of people like a whetstone. Personally, I love these little tools. So we actually got this one at the Scout Shop. These are small. They can go in your backpack or something. It's got a coarse side and a fine side. So you take your knife through the middle, I think all these of them doing sharpen resistance. Take your knife through the middle and sharpen it, and take it through the fine side, and it polishes out any kind of bumps or anything that's left. They're really handy, really quick to use, and really portable. Okay. Keep the blade clean. So if you've used it to cut on some branches and you've got sap all over your knife and then you try and cut something else with it, is it really going to go smoothly? No, probably not. It's not going to go smoothly at all. So you want to make sure and keep it nice and clean, and keep it dry too, because if it's not dry and you go to put it away, it's going to get rust spots on it, and that's not good for your knife. Never carry an open pocket knife. So if you're carrying an open pocket knife and you were to trip, you could get hurt, or walk around a corner with it, you could hurt someone else, hurt yourself. You really want to make sure it's always closed. So when you're operating a pocket knife, you need to be seated or be stationary. You don't want to be moving around, and you want to be aware of who is coming in and out of your blood circle, remember. When you are using the cutting blade, do not try and make big shavings or chips. Easy does it. So we're going to use this soap, for instance, okay? And what we mean by don't make big shavings. So if I were to try and cut through the middle of this, it would be a big chunk, and I could potentially slip and cut my fingers. So when you're cutting away at something, a pocket knife is more of like, it's a whittling tool. You want to do small things. It's not a saw. It's not it's not a tomahawk or anything like that. We're not like slicing this right through the middle or anything with a pocket knife. We're going to take little shavings, little tiny pieces, and eventually we're going to shape it down to what we want, right? So little pieces, okay? All right. And we already talked about our safety circle, our blood circle. I'll get that right eventually there. If you can't touch anyone else, it's safe to use your pocket knife. So make sure you're using that safety circle, using your blood circle. Another thing, the safety rules in your book don't touch on anymore, but it's a really popular thing in scouting, is a dropped knife has no handle. So if you were to drop your pocket knife, you let it go, right? Do we ever try and grab it again? Absolutely not. It does not have a handle. You do not try and grab it again. You let it fall. Hope it doesn't hit your toes. Just move back. Don't ever try and grab it again, because there's no guarantee that you are going to grab it by the handle. You could potentially grab it by the blade, and that could be very bad. So just let it fall. You can always pick it up. It's fine. Okay. So knives are not toys. Close the blade with the palm of your hand like I showed you. Never use a knife on something that will dull or break it. Don't try and hack through metal with this, guys. It's not going to work. Be careful that you do not cut yourself or any person nearby. Never use a knife to strip the bark from a tree. Trees are living things, guys. We don't want to damage it, okay? This is part of scouting. We want to leave nature how it's meant to be. So don't try and strip bark off a tree. And on that same boat, never carve your initials or anything in it, or anything that doesn't belong to you, okay? The pocket knife pledge, which will be on the back of your card when you get it. In return for the privilege of carrying a pocket knife to designated scout functions, I agree to the following. I will treat my pocket knife with the respect due a useful tool. I will always close my pocket knife and put it away when not in use. I will not use my pocket knife when it might injure someone near me. I promise never to throw my pocket knife for any reason. I will use my pocket knife in a safe manner at all times. And there'll be a place on the card where you can sign that, so that you know that you've read it and you've made that pledge. Now to the fun part. So, again, I want you to make sure that you do this with adult supervision. I don't want to see anyone getting hurt. You're going to take a piece of soap. And I say soap because soap is a very soft material. The cheaper the better, actually, for this. It's very easy to carve. And for your first time carving something or whittling something, which is what we're going to be doing, it's really your best bet. So we're going to carve whatever you want out of this, actually. We've done a lot of hearts. You can do the bear book, actually, has a really nice step-by-step guide to a bear. And that is on page 60 of the bear book for bear claws. You can do a bear. Look it up online. The amazing things that you can whittle. So just remember, you're going to do small shavings in this. You can even take a pencil and map out how you're going to do it. That way you know the exact plan. And then just cut it out. Start with 2 dimensions, you know, just your flat surface. And then start giving it shape. Like if you're doing a bear, start carving out its legs or its snout. Maybe even give it some fur, some texture. You'd be amazed what you can come up with. Look really cool. I had a scout do a fish one year, and it looked so neat. It was really great. So then once you're done with that, you know, start checking out some other things. My son loves to whittle. It's one of his favorite things. So he got this whittling book actually from the Scout Shop. And believe it or not, all of these are beginner whittling things. So you can see the different kinds of knives you can use, different things that you can build. It's very cool stuff. And you can order online from the Scout Shop since we're all staying inside right now. But show us what you're doing. Show us what you end up carving out of your soap or what you might whittle with some wood. Sticks are aplenty outside, so you can do all kinds of things with supervision. So stay safe, guys. Everyone stay healthy, and hopefully we'll get back to our normal routine soon. But until then, happy scouting. Bye-bye.